I'm gonna ask my dad what he has on his heart because I know for a fact that you've been attacked from every which way. What's going on with you, and what do you have on your heart right now?
You know, I have so much on my heart. Really, my heart is kind of heavy. And the reason being is that, I'm dealing with people that, will engage me because the whole goal of this whole thing was to get people to engage you. And what I'm discovering is that people will engage in the conversation. They look at the title of a post and then they respond like you're a liar or you're this or that. you know, all of this. They don't really they're not really looking at what I'm saying. You understand? They're not looking they're looking at the title, but they're not looking at the content of the whole post. I really don't believe that they,
Of course
maybe
not.
it's because they're too long and I try to
No,
make them short.
man, nah. I. It's not that. Let me intervene. It's because we live in a headline culture.
Okay.
People don't actually want to do research or actually look up what goes on or try to get their own information or understanding from a situation. They rely on and they trust. I think the key word that we'll hear today a lot of is trust. They trust other people to filter their information, and then they trust their source, and then they trust their interpretation of what it is that they have gotten in terms of news from them, as opposed to going and doing their own research, which might be a little bit more strenuous and take a little bit more time. But they're concerned with the headlines and with the clickbaits and with the clicks and with uh, is what I call sensationalism.
You know what?
So that's why.
You're right. You're absolutely
That's
right.
why I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you are absolutely right about that. And that's the issue that I'm having. It's like if you're going to dispute something that I'm saying, or you're going to call me a liar, or you call yourself calling me out, come with some facts. What I'm hearing from people, and this is what I'm saying that, it causes me to be kind of heavy, is I hear people regurgitating things that they're hearing in the mainstream media, mainstream fake stream media. They're just repeating those, they're just regurgitating. And for me, it really is opening up my eyes to where we are at as a culture as far as when we talk about Negroes, we are not as far along as we think we are if we're still thinking backwards. And if we still won't do the things because we have no excuse today. We live in an information age. There's so much information out there for us to obtain. And as a discerning Christian, as one that believes in the Bible, as one that believes that the Spirit of God speaks to them, there is no excuse for us being deceived. So what it's saying to me is that people aren't where they should be. I won't go as far as saying that they're not Christians, but when I look at this, it really is disheartening because it's like being set up exactly for the end times when deception. And I think we are in a season of thick, deep deception and many in the church. And I'm not just talking about pew members, I'm talking about pastors. I'm talking about bishops. I'm talking about leaders in the church that are totally deceived by this. And that's what's disheartening to me.
Let me ask you something because this is how I've always looked at that. I don't even look at it as the fact that they're even deceived because being deceived indicates that they just don't know something and they have no way of knowing something. I think they're willfully going along with the program.
Well, you know what? I'm not
I
going to
think there.
disagree. I'm not going
I
to
think there's
disagree
a.
with you on that. I'm not
I
going
think
to
there's a big
disagree.
difference because it's not as if they can't go and do research and figure out what's really going on. But it's more so the fact that if they, and this is why I say, and you can put this and you can clip this up real good since people don't want to listen to the whole thing. That's why I say black people, and especially a lot of black church folk, are the biggest hypocrites and got the biggest double standards in Western society today, because they talk all this nonsense and crap about racism and this and that and how everybody's against them and it's hard in America for a black man, and they don't want us to succeed, uh, and the system is against us, but yet they'll trust that very same system to give them their news. They'll trust that very same system to give them the narration of what's going on, and they'll trust it like,
Oh my
oh
goodness.
yeah, I can believe what these white folks is telling me, as if they don't have a actual agenda, as if they don't want to keep everybody down on the same exact level. So they have a double standard, and so if somebody actually were to call them out, that would mean that they would have to change their behavior. They would have to change how they preach. They would have to change how they think. They would have to actually start doing some actions and putting actions behind their words. But they don't want to do that. What they want to do is they want to complain about the violence in the hood and blame it on racism and white supremacy and how this system is against black men. But yet they don't want to go out and actually change the system. It takes more work to change something than it does for you to sit around and
All
complain
right.
about something and just go
That's
with it.
it.
So
That's
that's
it.
the reason why they get mad
That's
whenever
it.
somebody comes along and
Right.
tells them the truth.
Right. That's where I'm at. And that's exactly where I'm at. But I'm gonna read something to you because this is what I'm believing. I'm putting my finger on what is going on. And we're not just and I'm not just not necessarily talking about black folks, Negroes, African Americans, or whatever you call them. This is widespread. But the reason that I'm so passionate about when it comes to Negroes is that I'm talking about my blood family members that I deal with on Facebook and the things that they're telling me that really that's why it saddens me. So I want to read you this. I looked, I was like, okay, there's got to be a a name for this. What's going on? And this is what I found. I'm gonna read this to you. It says in the psychological